DIECAST NORBZ is a channel devoted to the teen to adult toy collector, pop culture fans, and fellow nerd enthusiasts. This is a PG-13 channel. I might say some what? Viewer and parental discretion is advised. Hello to all of you, my fantastic hooligan heavies, and how are you all doing for this beginning of the new year? So far my year has actually kind of sucked, but like, you know what? It's okay, because there's always upward and onward. It's always to the better horizons. It's always towards Gears. We're actually getting a new Gears pretty soon. I can't wait for that and everything. For a while there, my Gears was actually this guy from Mech Fans Toys and everything, who has actually been everything to me, but I really cannot wait to see exactly what we're actually going to be getting with Gears. And that new Sunstreaker, did you guys actually see that guy? There's a new Sunstreaker that's actually being made by, for the Studio Series, Bumblebee series and everything. And I thought that series was actually dead, so let's see exactly what happens. I think it's a movie concept Sunstreaker and everything. And to all of you that actually got to get that new Titans class tidal wave, congratulations. He's not for me. He is not for me, but like, I'm actually looking forward to seeing what the reviews are actually going to have in toll and everything like that. I'm really looking forward to seeing exactly what that guy actually does. And he's gonna be cool. He's gonna be cool. Is he for me? I don't know. He was actually already sold out on I think it was Hasbro and Amazon or something. Actually, probably put them up, and then he was gone within 2 minutes. And I was actually kind of really surprised at that speed and everything. You guys were actually quick in the draw, and congratulations to each and every one of you. Today, I'm actually going to be doing my first Legacy United figure, and everyone out there in the YouTube ethersphere, and also throughout like all of Twitter and everything like that, X. Through all of that, through Facebook and everything, everyone kept on making me jealous of this guy. And am I good enough now? Am I good enough now? It is Tigerhawk. Tigerhawk from Legacy United. This guy is really awesome. To all of you who haven't gotten him yet, I was actually waiting to see exactly what was actually going to happen here and everything. I was actually thinking that Thundertron was actually going to be my first United figure, but everyone kept on giving this such rave reviews, so I can't wait to check this guy out. Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming in to join me. It's DIECAST NORBZ Activate. I'm DIECAST NORBZ Galactic Hooligan. And I welcome you all back once again for a new year of reviews, and also coming up, like, if you're actually bringing friends, thank you for bringing them. Welcome to the show. Let's get into Tigerhawk. Craptacular year, as it's actually starting to be. I'm actually glad that you're here to join me for the goodness that is Tigerhawk. Tigerhawk here is actually amazing. He's an amalgamation of both Tigertron and Air Razor, and this guy actually really brings all the goods. I'm actually just like giving you a clear view of his wings here, because these are just really ready for flight. That's right, I said flight with the hard T. Look at this guy right over here. Now, I actually have his head raised up a little bit, but he is really 1000% awesome. Let's take a look at this guy. I am really excited to go through this with you all. Tigerhawk is really super dynamic. I really love everything that he actually does. There's one thing that actually kind of like gives me a little bit of chagrin over here, and that is a little bit of his face over here, because he actually kind of like really reminds me of a polar bear more than anything else. But once you see it, you can't unsee it or anything like that. But he is actually very cool, though. I love the fact that he actually has this opening mouth here. I wish he actually had the blue that actually went into the original Tigerhawk. And just let me pull this guy out over here. And first off, excuse me everybody, bad collector. This guy actually went through a lot of miscoloring and everything like that, but he is pretty much almost par for par exactly what we had with the original Tigerhawk here and everything, and he's actually very cool himself. The one thing that's actually missing on this version of Tigerhawk is the fact that he doesn't actually come with this Battle Cat mask here and everything, you know? Like, that Battle Cat mask is great, and I'm actually looking for third parties to come in and, like, maybe give us something to peg right into here and everything like that, because let me just drop this head down a little bit. Once you actually drop the head down, he actually kind of like permanently like almost looks down and everything like that, like all together and everything. But that's the only reason why he actually opened his head up, so he can actually have a little bit more motility in the head and everything like that. But he is really, really cool. The one thing that's actually missing on this guy though, like, you see this blue tongue that we actually have here on the original Tigerhawk and everything like that, and it's actually a separate piece, and I've always thought that that was actually really cool on the original and everything. This guy is actually great still. He's actually got like great plastic quality and everything like that, even though I've actually had a whole hell of a lot of yellowing and everything. I'm not exactly sure if I need to dunk this into peroxide or something like that, but, and then there's like one thing that actually chipped on the inside over here, but this guy is actually really wonderful. First off, let's go through a little bit of articulation here. You already saw that he can actually move his wings over here on this joint right over here. They go down all the way down here. You can actually bring his wings all the way up right like this and everything. You can actually move these wings back right over here, and if you actually want to like actually have the forward attack, he can actually do that as well, just like the original Tigerhawk and everything, which is actually really great. Let's see. He actually has a downward motion right over here on this head, but if you actually wanted to give him a little bit more motility and everything like that, you could just by raising that, and it doesn't really break it up too much or anything like that, at least in my mind's eye. You actually have like the opening mouth and the closing mouth here. You actually have like ratcheted shoulders right over here, which will actually become his lower parts and everything like that. You actually can go all the way out like so. You actually have a rotation right over here on his bicep. You actually have this piece. If you want to bring that down, you can. You can actually move his arm down like so and everything like that. It's actually really great. You actually have a lot of wrist articulation right over here by his upper paws and everything. So he's actually really great. Plus, I love this piece right over here and everything. I love the fact that you can actually just bring this all the way up, and it actually works within the realms of his arms. It's actually very cool. I love it. My lower legs, my hind legs are actually like a little loose right around here, so I'm actually going to probably go over and kikis everything right over here. But you actually have like a good range of movement on his upper hind legs. You actually have this piece that moves over here. This piece, you actually have like your toes that actually move and everything like that. I mean, your talons that actually move. So all in all, he's actually really great. I love this guy so much. And one thing that I'll actually say, like I took this guy out on Ultra Megatronus' show and everything like that. And I'll tell you, Darth Ravage actually kept on telling me that this guy, he hasn't been able to put him down for days. And I get it now, you know, because like this guy is actually a lot of fun. You actually also have machine guns right over here where you can actually bring them out forward just like so. And these blasters are Blast Effects compatible, so I'm just going to give you the magical blue Blast Effects right over here, and that looks amazing to me. I really love that so much. And also the forward facing wings over here also and everything like that for extra firepower. So that looks great. I love it. I love it so much. The one thing that I really have to say that it's actually missing is the fact that he actually doesn't have the helmet. And they actually went along with more of his anime like styled, with his anime styled head more than anything else. And that's actually okay too. I would really love to see the Battle Cat look on this guy though and everything, because like that would have actually been pretty amazing. Let's take a good look at that face though. That face is actually very, very cool. They actually did this in more of an orange, like more of an orange color more than anything else. And I kept on, I don't know, is it just me or was the original color more of a green more than anything else? It's actually got like some speckle in there and everything like that. Yeah, I don't think you can actually see it through my camera or anything like that, but it actually does give off like a little bit of luster and everything. So that's actually really nice. We'll just close this off and we'll actually check out his stripes right over here. This little control panel kind of a thing and everything like that, which was actually, it used to be a pilot seat like right in the middle of Tigertron and everything. So that was always really cool to me and everything. Kind of like gave me some Zoids vibes and everything like that. But this is no less still cool and everything. I kind of feel like this is actually kind of like more of a spark crystal more than anything else, you know? We'll actually go down his claws, just really nicely modeled throughout the whole entire thing. I even love the fact that they actually have this underbelly so well closed off and everything. And just let me give you a good look at that. Just that great detail is actually all through here and everything. The texture of like technology and everything is just like really forthcoming in there. You actually have like a lot of like scaling and everything like that going on into his bird's leg along with the tech and everything like that. So just really, really cool altogether. I love the gold that's actually going on over here. One sore point, well, there are a couple of sore points on his wings. Like I'm pretty sure you've actually seen it in a lot of other reviewers' videos and everything, but I kind of wish that they actually kind of like colored this as well and everything. If they actually like put the same thought that they actually went to in here and everything like that over to these parts of the wings and everything, I think it would have actually given it a little bit more oomph, you know? And even back here and everything, we have like a lot of great texture going on here, but there's no color that's actually going on there either or anything. The sore point for a lot of us though is the fact that this is actually kind of like made a little hollow, and I don't think a $40 DNA Designs kit will actually do for this or anything like that. I'm actually hoping that somebody out there will actually be able to match the color here or something and then give us like a little bit of closure to the inside over here and everything. But aside from that, this guy is actually just like a really solid dude. I really love this Tigertron a lot. So let's see. Let's close this in, and there's like a peg that's actually right underneath here that goes right in here, and you can actually hear that. And then let's take a look at the back over here and everything, and all of this is just really great. You actually have kind of like the wheels for his tank mode and everything, even though they don't roll, they actually molded it in, which is actually cool. You know, I kind of wish that they actually did like go the extra mile and everything, give us wheels over here and everything like that. But they actually did put a lot into the budget for this guy. He's actually really heavy looking. He's really hefty feeling and everything too. I was actually kind of surprised once getting the box and everything. And speaking about the box, let's just take a quick look at this box over here. We actually do have Tigerhawk like right on the front and everything. That guy looks great. I kind of wish that this face was a little bit more ferocious and everything like that, and translate a lot more to what we actually have over here and everything like that. But like aside from that, I really don't think that it's actually really missing too much or anything like that. I think there's just like a lot more life going on in here and everything, especially when we actually have like the gold that's actually on the sides of the face. I kind of wish that they actually kind of like included that over here and everything as well and everything like that, but I really don't care because like I do think the stripes are actually becoming on him and everything all together, but just like a very cool bot. I'm going to give you a couple of comparisons. Before comparisons, let's go and take a look at this whole entire thing. This art is brilliant. I love this. And as far as comparisons are actually concerned, let's start off with Tigerhawk and Tigerhawk. Proud parents, Tigertron and Airazor with Tigerhawk, and a battle between mythical beasts between Transmetal 2 Megatron and Tigerhawk. As cool as this epic battle, this Dance with Death is actually concerned with these mythical beasts, it's actually time to get Tigerhawk into transformation. Headshot! Before we actually go off into robot mode, I want to take you into something else. Now, I know Patriot actually decided to put the Tiger Tank on his channel, and that is as easy as can actually be. We just want to dislodge this piece right over here. I'm not going to tell you what these pieces are just yet or anything like that if you haven't seen Tigerhawk yet or anything like that, but if you have, you know exactly where I'm actually going. Let us change this into a thunder tank. You know, so this is actually one of these really cool throwbacks and everything like that to Tigertron and to Tigerhawk and everything like that, being able to do this when they actually had his original figure. So I'm actually going to do this, and then I think it was Darth Ravage actually who gave me the idea of like taking it a little bit further. So there we go, and then there goes the original tank and everything. So let's bring up this wing, and then we'll bring this down, and then there we go. And I think that's it. That should actually pretty much be about it. You could actually move out the turret a little bit further and everything like that by just moving this right forward, so you actually have forward-facing blasters and everything. So there we go, and then we'll bring this up, and then right in here, this actually snaps right into that part of the wing, and there we go. And that is pretty much what this tank actually does and everything like that. It's actually supposed to be kind of like, just like a little bit of a throwback to like an old vehicle form that was actually kind of like more of a force vehicular form and everything like that for the Transmetal 2s, and it's actually pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool. I think what Darth Ravage actually decided to do was he actually had these wings facing forward right over here and right here, and then he actually brought out these feet right here, and then kind of like gave this a turn right over here. This actually kind of reminds me more of the Thunder Tank, Panthros Thunder Tank from Thundercats and everything, more than anything else. So I think that actually looks really cool and aggressive now and everything like that, since the forward-facing paws are actually right there. So there we go. You can actually place it down on the floor and everything like that, or down on the ground and everything like that, if you'd actually really like. It is actually kind of cool and kind of wonky at the same time, so it actually fits both. You can actually put the Hawk's legs right back here and everything, and there we go. But let us get back into our original transformation. And shit. Tigerhawk here actually kind of follows like the same rudimentary transformation that he actually had when he actually had the original the original Beast Wars, or if you actually got a chance to get United, I forget exactly what that guy's name is and everything like that, but the purple black one. I know Patriot actually has it on his channel and everything like that, so if you actually wanted to check that guy out, you could actually check him out over there and everything like that. But was it Razor Claw? I think it's Razor Claw. The United Razor Claw was actually a very cool version of him and everything. If you actually have either one of those toys, you actually know how to transform this guy. And he's actually very cool and very intuitive and everything. So I love a good complicated transformation. This guy is actually complicated, but really easy in his systematic way of doing things. So let's just start off by removing this leg right over here, and you actually remove it from this peg right over here, and this peg that's actually up on the back of the wings right over here. So let's do the same thing on the other side. So we'll just do that, and we'll move those on the peg right over there. We'll actually, on this arm right over here, excuse me, and then we'll actually remove this. We'll actually start separating his chest cavity right over here, and this is actually one of the best parts of the transformation. So there we go. We'll actually remove this piece. If you haven't taken this headpiece off a little bit and everything like that, or removed it just a little bit so you can actually have like a little bit more functioning, just do that. And then we'll bring this up, and then we'll bring this up over here and then separate it right on the inside. It took me a long time to actually get this. I think I was actually kind of like suffering with like being able to get this. Now, once you actually go back into Tigerhawk mode and everything, which is pretty much all together, but if you want to go into beast mode, you actually want to make sure that that snaps in a little bit more and everything, or else you're not going to have a really hard time closing this chest up and everything. So make sure that you actually kind of like feel there's like a small snap that you'll actually feel going in there and everything, and then all of a sudden you just kind of, there's like another peg that's actually right on the inside, and that's what you actually need in order to put the chest together. If you don't have those two elements going and everything, you're not going to get this chest put together and everything, and it actually does become annoying. So there we go. Just let's open this, and then we're going to move these chest pieces down so you actually have enough clearance to go right over this way. And I love that part of the transformation. It's really great. So once we actually get that done, we'll actually unpeg this chest piece right over here and start moving it on up right this way. We'll actually take the head out of this cavity right over here, and all you have to do is snag it. It's not really that hard. I don't know why it's actually being hard for me on film right now. There we go. And then we'll actually give his head a turn right over here. We'll bring back his talons and go straight through before you do anything else. So we'll bring that over this way, and then we'll actually start moving everything up. So that way you'll actually have that clearance, and then we'll bring this down, and then we will bring his legs down, and then we're actually going to tab his whole entire torso section right down here and everything. So there we go. And then we're actually going to start fundamentally doing this whole thing. We'll bring his claws back. We'll bring this piece down right over here, and then bring these talons out like so. And then we'll actually do the same thing on this side. We'll bring all that whole claw up. We'll bring that talon down, and we'll bring this piece down to hide everything over here that'll actually make up his calves. Let's see, we'll bring this all the way. There we go. Let's just move these wings down a little bit, and that will actually give us some clearance so we can actually bring this piece down over here, bring the wings up, and then peg them in like so. We're going to bring the hind legs back over here. There's actually going to be a tab that's actually right on the inside, right over here. So just bring those talons right like that, and then bring this part of the talon right back over to this peg. There we go. Now, once you actually finish doing that, bring this down, and then start closing up the chest. There's going to be a peg that actually goes right over here. There we go. And you just want to squeeze all of that in, and then bring this side, and then put this on the inside over here. So there we go. And hold on. Once we actually do all that, we'll squeeze all of that in and squeeze this in right over here. It really isn't hard whatsoever or anything like that. It's actually very systematic with what this actually does. I'll tell you, transformations really aren't frustrating until you're actually starting to do them on film. So let's just go ahead and we'll close that in right over here. And then there is this tiger head. You just want to bring it all the way up. Oh, there we go. And then close that mouth and then bring the tiger head up. And then make sure that this double joint over here isn't disconnected, because there is a real chance that you might disconnect that piece right over there. You could thicken that up if you actually really wanted to and everything like this to give it a little bit more solidity. So let's just close that. And then we're actually going to peg this right into this arm right here. There we are. We'll actually bring out this. And we'll actually turn this arm and then bring out the other fist. last but not least, we will actually peg in the talons right to the top of the shoulders. And then there's actually going to be a soft kind of thump and everything when you actually do peg these in. They don't really stay in as stationary as you'd actually want it to, but they are actually pretty nice. And once you have all of that done, you have Tigerhawk in robot mode. So let's take a look at this guy. He is great. And what began from AirRaiser and Tigertron joining is Tigerhawk. This guy is great. I haven't really been able to put him down yet, you know? And I'll tell you, after talking with Darth Ravage and hearing how he hasn't been able to put this guy down yet or anything, I get exactly why. This guy is super sturdy and everything. This guy is actually wonderful. Let's take a look at that grill right over there. I love that face. That face is just really amazing. Such a huge improvement from what we actually had with the original Tigerhawk. And as I'm dropping everything down here, let me just show you exactly what that actually looked like. There goes the original face of the Tiger Master himself and everything like that. And he was actually very cool, but also very flushed out in all of the elements and everything like that. Just a great blue head, like a blue headgear right over here. I loved his visors. They actually gave him that kind of like more orange kind of like thing. So like the color actually kind of like juts out at you and everything like that, you know? He was great for his time. And let me just give you a little bit more focus. He was actually great for his time, and I love all the blues and everything that actually goes on into him. But now we have this version of Tigerhawk, and this guy is just really the full McCoy here and everything. He actually is so cool. There's all this great detailing. Just let me focus in on that. Like, all this amazingly great detailing here is actually really wonderful. Just let me give you, yeah, there we go. I think, yeah, there we go. That's a better way of showing it right over here. I love this gridded pattern going right over here. This maximal symbol is a bit minute for my taste and everything like that, but it actually really works with this guy all together. And like a lot of this is actually flushed out in white, and I wonder if there's like anybody out there who will actually kind of like give us like the full panel lighting thing just to show us exactly what a full valued Tigerhawk would actually look like. I like this piece right over here. It kind of like gives that element of like skin or something like that, you know. His talons right over here prominently where they should be. And at first I thought his talons were like a little bit smaller than where I'd actually like them to be and everything like that. But you know, for the size of this guy, he's actually really not bad. I really still do think the talons are actually like a little small, but and like the rest of the back of his the Tigerhawk's body is actually kind of like a little small and minute altogether and everything like that. But when he transforms into robot mode, he is just amazing. This guy is just great. I love this. I love like the asymmetricalness of like the tiger head right over here and everything like that, kind of like giving me almost like a Back to America kind of like a feel to it and everything like that, you know what I mean? I love all of everything going on in here and everything. Still yet, I really wish that they actually include one more panel over here and everything, and I think that they would have actually been complete and everything like that. But Hasbro is now really reminding me of the artist who actually kind of like leaves one flaw to actually kind of like make it unperfect and everything, and then that ensues the perfectness of the figure itself and everything. But one more panel I don't think would have actually like put him too over the count or anything like that, too over the plastic count. But that face though, look at this. Hold on, just let me focus on that grill. And I love the gold that they're actually using on the inside of the eyes here and everything like that. That actually makes everything just like pop so much more and everything. I used to think that, I still do think that the coloring on his face is like a little bit different from his teeth and everything. I can't really tell as much or anything like that, even though I actually do I've taken really close looks at the face and everything like that. I like the chin though. The chin is actually really, really cool as well and everything. That chin actually kind of like has heroic proportions written all over that thing and everything like that. So I think it's actually very cool. Is it just me, or are those teeth like a little bit of a different color from the rest of his face? You know, one thing though I actually have to say is that you can actually have this guy, like, he actually has a downward look and everything like that. You can actually make it look up a little bit more. There are a lot of guys who are actually cutting out the back over here and everything like that. Like, if you actually are really careful, you can probably unscrew everything over here and just get right over to this piece right over here. If you can actually cut that off, and just let me point this out a little bit more clearly. If you could actually cut that off, he will actually have a direct upward look and everything, and it doesn't really do anything to the toy itself or anything like that, because it's there's a ball joint that's actually inset a little bit more into his head, so you can actually have like more of a dramatic look for it and everything. I haven't really figured out if that's where I'm actually going to go myself, but it's actually possible if you actually want to do that. More articulation. Let's say he actually has a full 360 right on his head right over here. He has a slide down. You can actually look up a little bit. You can actually move his arm outwards. If you actually move this piece right over here, there we go. You can actually get the full length, and you can actually move this also. Kind of like gives, like, I think there's like a little asymmetry going on over here on the arms as well and everything like that. I think this one's a little bit more higher up than this one. You actually have a waist articulation right over here. Not a full 360 or anything like that, but just enough to give it like that much more action and everything. If you move this down, remember, there's a peg that's actually right on the inside. So you actually want to take that whole entire thing. Like, this whole entire thing is actually very tight and everything like that. And I love that. I love the fact that Hasbro actually decided to change some of their tolerances and everything like that, because, you know, usually you would actually kind of like have to go back and like re-glue or like re-kikis everything, or like use a floor polish and everything in order to get like the tightness that you're actually looking for. This guy actually came perfect right out of the box. You actually have a 360 right over here and everything like that, inhibited a little bit by his wings, but if you actually move them, you can actually get the full range. You actually have the same thing right over here, so that's actually really great. You actually have upper thigh swivel right over here. You can actually kick all the way out to extreme kung fu poses and everything like that, so that's actually really great. And then you actually have, I said, the upper top thigh swivel. You can actually bring this all the way out like this and everything like that, so he has a little bit more of a leg bend. And if you actually wanted to bring this out a little bit so it doesn't ruin a lot of the illusion, if you actually get it out here, that's actually great. It doesn't ruin the illusion whatsoever or anything like that, and that's actually wonderful. But if you bring it out a little bit more, it actually cuts off right there and everything, and then that's where you actually lose the illusion. So just make sure that you're actually wary about that. You actually have toe tilt, an ankle tilt right over here, so that's actually really great. No real toe tilt or anything like that. So, but all in all, he's just like a really great bot. Oh, and then also, you actually have like the wings and everything like that. You can go forward, you can go back, you can actually bring this all the way up like so, and then you can actually bring this down. So like, he actually has a lot of articulation in this guy. If you wanted to bring out weapons, you actually have this piece right over here. You can actually bring that out and then leave this down here, and then you can actually take this out right over here, and you can actually give him a couple blasters. He actually already has one right over here. You can actually peg it and unpeg it as you actually see fit and everything, and put those in his arms. But you actually also have these as well, so that's actually really great. And then he actually has these two where he can actually double wield and everything like that, so that's actually really awesome. I love that. The one thing I hate about it is like how waffled it actually is and everything, and I'm pretty sure there may be a couple of people who are actually working on just filling in those pieces all together and everything, but I didn't really think that filling in those holes would have actually been too much trouble or anything like that on Hasbro's part or anything like that, and I wish we could have actually had better blasters. And if Tigerhawk is actually feeling like using some cutlery here, we actually have some blades that are actually coming right off from his wings. Now be really ginger about this. You just want to give it a little bit of a rocking back and forth and everything like that in order to slide them out. I don't want you all thinking about breaking these. They're actually not bad in my opinion or anything like that. On my copy, they're not as hard to take out in and out or anything like that. It's just like a little bit of a push and just like a little bit of a push and just like snugly, just like kind of like rock it back and forth. But once you actually have those out, here we go. You have a couple of blades that are actually very elegant, actually. I like that a lot. Now, not a lot of people will actually feel these as far as like swords are actually concerned, but I think they're actually very cool and everything like that. Kind of reminds me of something that only Zeus would actually use, you know what I mean? And it just kind of like really has like a godlike element to it and everything like that. Kind of like something that we would have actually seen in mythology and that sort of thing. So I love this. This whole entire thing is actually a very mythic piece and everything like that. And I think that if you actually have the chance to like actually hop out and find one of these guys, do it, because this guy is just like really awesome. He just does not cease to impress. And in size comparisons, we have alternate universe Tigertron and Air Razor sending their kid off to college. And an epic battle between Tigerhawk and Megatron. Tigerhawk is awesome. He has no business being this good. Final thoughts are coming up. Tigerhawk is awesome. He's so freaking ridiculously awesome. You know what he kind of reminds me of? Do you remember that episode of Futurama where they actually do like this whole superhero thing? It's like Fry, Leela, and Bender getting that superhero cream and they rub it into them and everything like they were fighting crime and everything and they're introducing themselves. And then Bender comes out as Super King saying that he's the best of them all. And that's how I feel about Tigerhawk right now. He is the best that I've actually seen in a while and everything like that. I love Ultra Magnus, you know what I mean? But this guy is actually so much fun. He's so cool. Like everything that he actually does is wonderful. The one thing, well, there are a couple of things actually. Like there could actually be some wrist articulation. I think they actually missed out on that, but they missed out on that in Megatron also and everything. I think, yeah, I think the only thing that he actually had was the what do you call it, dragon head that was actually turning and everything. So like that was actually kind of a miss, and it would have actually been great. One mushroom peg would have actually made the whole difference there. And also this empty space right over here, come on, you know, I kind of feel like this could have actually been filled out a little bit more. I would have actually forgiven the blasters for that reason and everything too, because like there's a lot of waffling in there and everything, a lot of waffling, and it needs syrup, you know, to actually complete the waffle. But like I'm just telling you, there's a lot of waffling in that gun. I kind of wish that they actually fixed that up a little bit more. But aside from that, he's amazing. He's so much fun to pick up, play with. The heft is actually there. Everything about this is actually really great quality. The sizing though, you know, is it worth leader class? I think he's actually really awesome, but that's actually for you to decide what's all together and everything. I think he's wonderful, he's sturdy, he's actually everything that a figure of this magnitude should actually be. And if you actually pick up into your collection, you win. If you decided not to get him all together and you're actually studying with the Old Faithful and everything, you still win. Whatever is actually going on in your collection, you all win. And that's it for me. I really appreciate you hanging out with me and going through my trip through nerdom and everything, because like I really severely nerded out about this guy. This guy is actually really wonderful. Go out and catch him if you actually can and everything. And if you can't, try stalking like other places and everything. Peruse every place that you possibly can and everything, because I really think that he's actually worth it. But thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, share me around like a blunt. I really appreciate each and everything that you've actually done for me last year, and I hope to actually do even better this year and everything, and have you guys come in with me to actually observe these bots that I actually love and everything, you know? Until then, I will definitely talk to you. And as always, as a mental health check, make sure that you're treating yourselves well. Treat yourselves with purpose and love and understanding, but also make sure that you're actually treating everyone out there with kindness, love, and support. Make sure that you're actually putting yourself 1000% out there. If you mean it, you mean it. And that's exactly what you should actually do. Love is actually always meant to be an action word. Make sure that you're actually giving your all out there and love each other vehemently, powerfully, you know? And as always, when these stop being magical, that's when I'll stop collecting. I look forward to talking to each and every one of you soon.